Hello friends, and welcome to another Flourishing Fibers tutorial. The design we're working on today is available as a digital pattern, and it also had a very limited kit release. If you bought a kit, you received your paper laser cut with all the holes, and you might want to skip to the next few chapters to get to the embroidery part. Now if you purchase the digital pattern, you will need to print the pattern page from your download on an 8.5 by 11 page at 100% scale. That's really important. The finished piece is an 8 by 10. You will also need a piece of styrofoam and an awl. Lay your print over the paper you would like to embroider and trim the excess off. Once that's done, lay your trimmed pattern and paper over the styrofoam and begin punching the holes using your awl. I'm using my favorite awl, which I make, and it's available in my shop. I'll link all my supplies below. You might be wondering why I'm using styrofoam and not cardboard or some other type of poster board, and that's because styrofoam has the least resistance. Even poster board, the top layer is usually a thick piece of paper. When you have to hand punch a bunch of holes, you want the least resistance. But if you don't believe me, experiment with a few materials and let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion on this. Well, there isn't much to do, just punch away until you're done. You can also use this pattern on fabric or wood. Instructions on transferring the pattern to wood can be found in your instructions. Okay, now let's get started with the embroidery. Starting at the top, we will be using whipped running stitch for the word love. Use all 6 strands and backstitch the entire word. This first layer is a whipped running stitch. Once you're done, again using 6 strands, come up from one of the ends of the letter and begin wrapping your backstitch by going under and over each stitch. Make sure the working thread, the one doing the wrapping, goes in the same direction throughout the letter. This will give you a very consistent look throughout the entire lettering. For tighter spots, you could use a flexible beading needle, but as you can see here, it could be done with a regular needle. No special supplies needed. Okay, moving on. The word peace is stitched in French knots. Use all 6 strands and 1 turn on the needle. So come up a hole, wrap your thread around the needle once, and go back down the same hole. Try to maintain tension on the left thread to create a tighter knot, and simply repeat. Without a doubt, you're getting your practice on French knots with this project. The word and is made up of cross stitches using 6 strands. I prefer to make diagonal stitches to help me figure out the shape of the letters, and your cross stitches will look a lot neater when you work this way. Once all the diagonal stitches are done, complete your crosses. Okay, we're getting really close. The word embroidery is made up of 2 stitches. The little petal shape is a lazy daisy stitch, also known as the detached chain stitch. The rest of the shapes that make up the letters are stitched using couching stitch. To get started, we first need to stitch all the petal shapes. Using 4 strands, come up one of the holes and go back down the same hole. Leave a loop behind, so don't pull too hard. Go up its pertaining hole and through the loop, pulling gently to close up the loop to the desired size. Once you're happy with the size, go back down that same hole you came up through to tack down the loop. Again, be gentle or you will pull the entire stitch, and we don't want that. Once all your little petals are done, we could start the couching stitches. This is a really simple and fun technique. I'm using 2 strands, but I think it would be better if we switched it to 4. You're going to need 2 needles for this part as well. The first thread is the main thread, and it's 6 strands. Your second thread will be the tacking down thread. Again, I'm using 2 strands, but I think you should use 4 to tack down the main thread. Go up with the main thread at the start of a shape and go down at the end of the shape. Leave enough thread behind to form the shape. With your second thread, come up and start tacking down the main thread, shaping it as you go. Curved shapes need a little bit more care than straight lines, and dealing with 2 needles can be a little annoying, but overall this is a really quick stitch, and with a little practice you'll get it down. Well friends, that's it. Those are all the techniques used to complete this project. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will make sure to answer them. Thank you for joining me. If you like my tutorials or you simply wish to support me, please consider subscribing and commenting. I appreciate all of your support. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time, and keep on stitching. Bye.